Well, finally, when most of us think of holidays like the 4th of July, we think of fireworks, parades, and maybe a short little vacation. Well, for our final story, we have a flashback to a visit Rob Wiles made about 15 years ago to an Independence Day celebration at Land Between the Lakes.
Well, it being an election year, we thought it would be fun to go out to a political rally. But you know, at Crossroads, we're nonpartisan. That's right. Both major political parties represented here. The Democrats and the Whigs. Oh, didn't I tell you, it's a political rally from July 4th, 1850. Part of the celebration would be music by that wonderful new composer, Stephen Collins Foster. All part of July 4th, 1850 at the Homeplace, where 1850 lives year-round. But historic interpreter Mary Ann Andrus says the 4th of July is special.
The Independence Day was the biggest holiday of the year for, especially as a community event. You know, Christmas was celebrated as a very quiet home affair. Thanksgiving was not a national holiday and often was just a meal that was passed among friends. But Independence Day, people actually left their farms and went to town, and they would spend 2 to 3 days celebrating the nation's birthday. You got to realize this is only about 70 years past the Revolution, and so the fervor of the Revolution has really not passed away from this second generation of families living here.
And so while music might provide the background, interpreter Ron Westfall says politics was always in the foreground.
Well, I've heard somebody once say that politics in the 19th century is what sex is to the 20th century. You talked about it all the time.
South Carolina has already made statements about seceding. The split between North and South is already evident. And so you have the Whig Party, which is really a party that is dying pretty much, and then you've got the Democratic Party. Both of them are campaigning on issues that they think are going to be near and dear to the hearts of Tennesseans and Kentuckians.
And so at a time when the fabric of the nation was coming unstitched, words were important. Well-reasoned words, familiar then and now.
When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
The Declaration of Independence is read and appreciated.
We mutually pledge to each our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Signed, John Hancock and 55 others representing the 13 colonies.
And after the reading, toasts to the men who signed the Declaration.
A more gallant band than ever fought at Thermopylae or bled on the plains of Salamis. Truer hearts never beat for human liberty. Clearer heads never pondered the rights of man.
Hear, hear.
And to the man who led the fight to guarantee the words in the Declaration, George Washington.
His virtue will be an embalm in the affections of his countrymen, as long as wisdom and patriotism have a shrine in the temple of an American heart.
Hear, hear.
And of course, to the country itself.
To union, temperance, and liberty. They are harmoniously blended with the highest destinies of our country.
Hear, hear.
Of course, after the remembering and the toasting comes the playing.
When I let go of the rope, you're going. I'll give you a sign. On your mark, get set, go!
And there's eating, too. Watermelons kept cool the 1850s way in a spring house.
Watermelon on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Okay, now we.
Nothing better than that.
Well, how about fireworks? They had rockets back in 1850, and they also had a special type of pyrotechnics involving gunpowder and a farm tool.
Anything we can do to make noise is certainly part of the activities then and now. Ample shoot was roughly the equivalent of the fireworks display of today. Everybody goes out now to in the late 20th century to see the fireworks, but in the 19th century, part of the local celebrations was firing an anvil.
The whole thing at the home place is as American as apple pie, as American as freedom.
So many of our national holidays today have come down to just being a day off from work. So we all take off and we go to the beach or we go to the lake or we go someplace out of town rather than staying home and really reflecting on the significance of the holiday. And I think that's one of the things that our visitors like, is that here you can get a little bit more sense of that, of the historic perspective of what the holiday was really all about.